5 months since our first video on the proposed merger between two of the nation's largest grocery chains, Kroger and Albertsons, the cries against the deal have gotten louder.
We have been clear from the outset. This deal will be harmful to workers, customers, and communities.
The Center for Science and Public Interest ultimately believes the proposed Kroger-Albertsons merger will worsen our nation's healthy food access crisis.
But those protests may not be loud enough. While the deal faces antitrust scrutiny from the FTC,
just from some analysts I've talked to off record, they seem more inclined to think it's going to go through at this point.
How is that going, the back and forth with the regulators?
We're exactly where we thought we would be at this point in time.
The deal would see Kroger acquire Albertsons for $24.6 billion, creating a grocery giant with 5,000 stores in 48 states. That amounts to an 18% market share, putting it closer to Walmart's 25% stake.
I think that they acknowledge local competition concerns when they say they are going to divest up to 375 stores. What we've seen from past mergers is that the divestiture of stores can be an ineffective solution to this problem.
Meanwhile, the CEOs say, there aren't going to be store closures. We pay $23 an hour to our employees. They've dismissed everything that's said.
Everyone knows it's not true.
The first supermarket opened in 1930. For the first time, shoppers had thousands of products within one store. The specialty shops couldn't compete. Flash forward to today, and supermarkets have evolved into super centers that, despite their size, can customize their products to meet in-store demands while catering to their online needs. It's a market evolution that not only has changed the way people eat, but has also opened up a new business line for grocers, one that sells much more than food.
One of the main sources of revenue streams will be media buys by the major producers.
Amazon leads the retail ad market. It generated $31 billion in revenue last year, followed by Walmart at $2.1 billion. The merger will enable Kroger to better compete with Walmart, giving them access to an expanded national audience of approximately 85 million households nationwide. The data is collected through shopper loyalty cards, online shopping, and mobile apps. A business model that critics worry could not only put the consumer experience at risk, but also redefines the market and its top players. We look at Walmart, Costco, and then Amazon, which is trying to become a bigger force in the grocery industry. And they're actually even rumored to buy up some of these stores. Is a merger necessary to compete?
We don't think a merger is necessary to compete with these bigger players. Grocery stores and supermarkets play a really specific role that ultimately maybe Amazon cannot play. Unfortunately, online shopping may not be accessible to all.
The U.S. Census Bureau has found there's 1/3 fewer grocery stores today than 25 years ago. Activists say mergers like this one are to blame, and they point to the Albertsons-Safeway merger in 2015 as proof. It resulted in hundreds of closed stores when Hagen Foods and Pharmacy, who acquired the divested stores, filed for bankruptcy. The CSPI union has also found that mergers have resulted in higher food prices and lower food quality. They point to investigations they have conducted that found market manipulation with supermarkets promoting and favorably placing food items, often unhealthy foods, from companies with the deepest pockets.
I wasn't a fan of the industrialization of the food supply. I'm on the other side, on the sustainability side, on the quality side, on the taste side, on the small producer side of the equation, which seemed to me where we were heading in the United States. This is part of a reversal of that process.
Rob Kaufelt is the former owner of Murray's Cheese in New York City, which was acquired by Kroger in 2017.
A friend I had lunch with this week said to me, well, the store has lost its soul. Yes, the quality had deteriorated, the merchandising had deteriorated. Now, I've left them alone because I don't want to be one of those guys that goes around and bothers my own staff pretty much running it. People that I picked to run it still run it, and they know what they're doing. But clearly, once the corporation takes over, it's not going to be the same, whether it's Murray's, Dean and DeLuca, or Balducci's. And maybe that's okay too. But yes, does it suffer? Yeah. Overall, the food shopping experience is not as good in my neighborhood here in Greenwich Village or downtown Manhattan as it was 35 years ago when I got here.
This corner at Mulberry and Grand Streets in Little Italy has not changed much in more than a century.
In February, Oliva Dairy, the oldest cheese shop in New York City, closed after 130 years. It's a trend that we've seen ongoing for years that's now come back into the spotlight as we investigate the powerhouses that supermarkets have become. In control of massive amounts of data, the selection of foods available to most consumers, and even the local economy of workers. The Economic Policy Institute says workers stand to lose $300 million annually because of this deal, because it will reduce the ability for workers to negotiate for better pay as Kroger will dominate the market. Now, Kroger and Albertsons have denied many of these claims, and Kroger says it will spend $770 million to raise hourly wages and improve health benefits. Plus, it has promised to close 0 stores. So, do we believe history or evolve with the intent to do better? It's a story we'll continue to watch as the FTC investigates this merger, which Kroger has said it will fight to pass no matter the outcome. So stay tuned for all updates right here on Supermarket News. Until next time, I'm Diana Blass.